Black and Blue is the 13th British and 15th American studio album by the Rolling Stones, released in 1976. It was the band's first studio album released with Ronnie Wood as the replacement for Mick Taylor. Wood had played 12-string acoustic guitar on the track It's Only Rock 'N' Roll from the It's Only Rock 'N' Roll album and appears on half of the Black and Blue album tracks with Wayne Perkins and Harvey Mandel playing guitar on the remaining titles. Keith Richards would later comment rehearsing guitar players, "That's what that one was about." History: in December 1974, the Rolling Stones returned to Munich, Germany the recording side of their previous release It's Only Rock 'N' Roll and began the recording of their new album at Musicland Studios, with Mick Jagger and Keith Richards producing again. With a view to releasing it in time for the summer 1975 tour of the Americas, the band broke for the holidays and returned in January in Rotterdam, Netherlands to continue working all the while auditioning new guitarists as they recorded. Among the hopefuls were Steve Marriott, Jeff Beck, Harvey Mandel, Wayne Perkins, Peter Frampton, and Ronnie Wood. With much work to follow, it was decided to delay the album for the following year and release the Made in the Shade compilation instead. Cherry Oh Baby would be the only song from the upcoming album sporadically played on the tour of the Americas. Following the conclusion of the tour, the band went to Montreux, Switzerland in October for some overdue work, returning to Musicland Studios in Munich in December to perform similar work. After some final touch-ups, Black and Blue was completed in New York City in February 1976. In February 1976 the Stones flew to Sanibel Island Beach on Sanibel Island, Florida to be photographed by famed fashion photographer Hero for the album cover art. Stylistically, Black and Blue embraces funk with Hot Stuff, reggae with their cover of Cherry Oh Baby, and jazz with Melody, featuring the talents of Billy Preston a heavy contributor to the album. Musical and thematic styles were merged on the 7-minute Memory Motel, with both Jagger and Richards contributing lead vocals to a love song embedded within A Life on the Road tale. Release and reception: released in April 1976 with Fool to Cry, a worldwide top 10 hit, as its lead single Black and Blue reached number 2 in the UK and spent an interrupted 4-week spell at number 1 in the US, going platinum there. Critical view was polarized. Lester Bangs wrote in Cream that the heat's off, because it's all over, they really don't matter anymore or stand for anything, and this is the first meaningless Rolling Stones album, and thank God. But in the 1976 Cream consumer guide Robert Christgau rated the album an awe. While all the album songs except Cherry Oh Baby were officially credited to Jagger Richards as authors, the credit for Hey Negrita specifies inspiration by Ron Wood, and melody lists inspiration by Billy Preston. Bill Wyman would later release a version of Melody with his Rhythm Kings, crediting Preston as author. The album was promoted with a controversial billboard on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood that depicted the model Anita Russell, bound by Jagger under the phrase "I'm Black and Blue from the Rolling Stones and I love it." The billboard was removed after protests by the feminist group Women Against Violence Against Women, although it earned the band widespread press coverage. 2 extra tracks recorded in the Rotterdam sessions were later released on 1981's Tattoo Hour Slave, and Worried About You. In 1994, Black and Blue was remastered and reissued by Virgin Records, again in 2009 by Universal Music, and once more in 2011 by Universal Music Enterprises in a Japanese-only SHMSA CD version. Track listing: all songs by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, except where noted. Personnel: The Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger lead vocals. Backing vocals on Hot Stuff, Cherry Oh Baby, Memory Motel, and Fool to Cry. Harmony vocals on Hey Negrita. Percussion on Hot Stuff. Rhythm guitar on Crazy Mama. Electric piano on Fool to Cry. Acoustic piano on Memory Motel. Foot stomp on Melody, Keith Richards electric guitars. Backing vocals on Hot Stuff, Hand of Fate, Cherry Oh Baby, Memory Motel, Hey Negrita, and Crazy Mama. Harmony vocals on Cherry Oh Baby. Co-lead and harmony vocals and Fender Rhodes electric piano on Memory Motel. electric wah-wah guitar on Hot Stuff, and Fool to Cry. Lead guitar and bass guitar on Crazy Mama, Ronnie Wood a Euro lead electric guitar on Hey Negrita. Electric guitar on Cherry Oh Baby, and Crazy Mama. Backing vocals on Hot Stuff, Hand of Fate, Memory Motel, Hey Negrita, and Crazy Mama. Bill Wyman a Euro bass guitar, percussion on Hot Stuff, Charlie Watts a Euro drums, percussion, additional personnel, Billy Preston a Euro organ on Hey Negrita, and melody. Piano on Hot Stuff, Hand of Fate, Hey Negrita, melody, and Crazy Mama. String synthesizer on Memory Motel. Harmony vocal on melody. Backing vocals on Hot Stuff, Memory Hotel, and Hey Negrita. Percussion on melody, Nicky Hopkins a Euro piano and ARP string ensemble on Fool to Cry. Organ on Cherry Oh Baby, Harvey Mandel a Euro lead electric guitar on Hot Stuff, and Memory Motel, Wayne Perkins a Euro acoustic guitar on Memory Motel. Lead electric guitar on Hand of Fate, and Fool to Cry, Ollie Brown a Euro percussion on Hot Stuff, Hand of Fate, Cherry Oh Baby, Hey Negrita, and Crazy Mama. Ian Stewart a Euro percussion on Hot Stuff, Arif Mardin a Euro horn arrangement on melody, engineers a Euro Keith Harwood, Glyn Johns, Phil McDonald, Lou Hahn, assistant engineers a Euro Jeremy G, Dave Richards, Tappan E, Steve Dowd, Gene Paul, Lee Hulko a Euro LP mastering at Sterling Sound, Robert Ludwig a Euro CD mastering at Gateway Mastering Studios. Charts, references